I was just very pleased with, how they handled that game. So, I thought that the game was very much Air Force. Lauren McDonald carrying us offensively at the beginning, and then Riley carrying us offensively in the second half, and then everybody having different times of stepping up and having big moments when they really contributed, or a big play that would be carry us and be a big momentum swing. And whether it was Camry Heath or Joe Hunemer or Haley rebounding and finishing around the rim and that sort of thing, it was just very typical of them and how they get things done. And then Sierra Winters coming alive in the fourth quarter, and she was really struggling because when she gets in foul trouble, she gets so down,
Takes away her game.
Takes away her game, yeah. And I think it was difficult if they set. Those kids are going to be sore tomorrow because there's no team in the conference that sets more on-ball screens. Just screen after screen after screen after screen, and then they control tempo by doing that. That number one just hangs onto the ball and dribbles this direction, and dribbles that, and dribbles this way, and then everybody else is kind of going. And then they set you up for back doors, and so they are a hard team to play pressure defense again. They're hard to force a turnover out of because they don't pass. They don't pass until they've broken you down. They just dribble until then. So you either have to create a turnover off the dribble, but we were able to make them have to try to make some tough shots, and they missed.
Okay, so getting Bree back, is this, for the tournament too, or was this?
Well, we have to clear another hurdle for her to travel, and because it's important to know that they were never NC2A ineligible. They were always eligible. And it was just different academy policies, and they have both handled the situation that they got themselves into. They both handled it really, really well. I just couldn't be more proud of how two young people handled a difficult time. And Kayla has been at every single practice. She's been at every practice, every film session, everything we've done, every shoot around, KP has been there. And so it's not like she's that far behind. She just hadn't played a game. And then she finally got cleared on Monday. And Brianna's been totally focused on academics since she was not able to play. So I was actually a little surprised she was able to jump in, but it might have been kind of good because it kept her kind of chilled, trying not to do too much.
Well, how long has she been practicing?
She hasn't been. She hasn't practiced. She hasn't practiced full time since January, early January. Yeah. But she's been playing. She's been in the gym, and she knows all her plays because she's a point guard. So she knew them all from earlier in the season, and I'm not sure she would have played if it hadn't been that we lost Taylor Britt today to a potential stress fracture. So we won't know for sure until we get the MRI back. But that was big. It was. Taylor was doing a great job for us, and probably it would have been Taylor first up, but then I was talking about potentially playing somebody at point guard who'd never played it, at least Bree. And I think this being her being a senior and everything, it's not like this kid hasn't done this before, So it's kind of like riding a bicycle. She. After 4 years, she knew how to hop back on the bicycle.
Okay, so Bree's role would be obvious. Where's her depth? Where would she play?
Well, she's a very good utility player. She can play, two or three, and even has even played some four in the past. Like Riley Snyder plays four, so what the heck? But Kayla has been filling in for us a lot on the perimeter. And again, it's mostly experience. I like our freshman. I like Madison Smith. I think she's going to be a good player. But Kayla Pilsta has a lot more experience. And so just in a game like that was a little dicey, and you didn't want to give San Diego State anything to get excited about if you could help it. We did, although we gave them quite a bit to get excited about in the third quarter. But I just felt a little bit better having the older players on the floor.
And it's going to be Nevada, right?
I think it is. I think it's going to be Nevada.
Okay. All right. And I mean, I don't know if we're going to talk before the tournament. Any thoughts on that matchup?
I thought for sure at least one of them would lose, but we can only do what we can do. We took care of our end of things, and it really doesn't. Once you start talking 4 or 5, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I think the team's excited about it because I think they want another crack at them. It was one of those things where both times we played them, we were dealing with some kind of adversity, and it'd be nice to feel like we're whole and we're on top of our game, and let's just see, But obviously they're playing well if they just knocked off UNLV at UNLV, so obviously they're playing well too. So it should be a great game. When you get the bye, every game you play is against a good team. So that's the catch. So we'll see. If we could get to the semifinals, that'd be pretty awesome. Never done that. But that's what you're playing for. You're playing to get to the semis.
First half, especially, all those boards, you guys just seemed to want it. It seemed like an effort thing, even more than other games. I know you guys always play with energy, but was there an extra?
That's what we needed to win was rebounds. Since Coach G heading into the game, we need possessions this game. They're a very good offensive team, and we need to counter that by only giving them one shot on their offense and only allowing you get one chance, and then it's our defensive board, and then we're going the other end. So it was very important to us to get those boards, and it was a little different tonight too. And I think that was a big part of why we pulled ahead too. You get one shot, all right, kick it out, and then we might get 2 because we get some more boards. So that was a lot of fun today.
That's easier said than done, though.
Right.
You got to actually have the want to.
Right.
Was it easier because this is your last home game and everything else?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, I personally, I knew, as far as Mountain West goes, I was kind of up there in rebounds, and it was just kind of fun to compete against, the top 5 of us that rebound are up there, double digits. It's a lot of fun to compete with each other. And this is the last game I had before, I think, maybe they average out the rebounds or something, and I'm like, I'm just going to give it my all, and I was feeling really good in the last home game, and like I said, it was a point of emphasis, so I was like, even more of a reason to just go out there and give it my best.
How do you see the way you guys are playing now? Because it seems to me like you're peaking at the right time.
Exactly.
Do you feel like everything?
Yeah, Air Force is finally peaking at the right time. And it was nice. We didn't have a dead spot this season, so I feel like we've started here and we've just steadily built up rather than kind of having a roller coaster of a season. It's been very steady, and players have showed up every game. We can always rely on the starters to start well, and we have an amazing bench. And Coach G plays 10 people, and that's the beauty of Air Force basketball. We don't have to rely on 1 or 2 people to get it all done. We can have a whole team of contributors, 1 through 10, and I think that's how you win. We don't need to rely on just one person. If she's not hitting tonight, okay, we got 4 other people who can do their job, and that's how we win. That's a good team right there.
And what were your thoughts on getting Bree back?
Oh, it was amazing. She walked into the locker room today, and I kind of heard whispers and rumors because I heard by Prague they were going to reevaluate her grades. Or Prague is the halfway point of our semester, so we're at less than 20 of 40. And I was like, hey, it's less than 20. Have you heard anything? She goes, yeah, no, I'm playing. My grades are great. And the whole locker room was, oh my God, we get Bree back. And her and Joe are very different, so it's awesome to have them both. And they counter each other very well. And it's nice to get Joe a little bit of help too. We get a couple minutes of rest. And playing with Bree just as a senior too, she's been through so much, and as well as this program. And it's really nice to be able to finish out the season with her.
And then looking ahead, to go into the tournament, not having to play the first day, and having the kind of team you guys have, how does this feel different than other years going into this thing?
Coach G walked to the locker room yesterday, and she goes, hey guys, let's get into a mindset of we could miss a couple days of spring break, realistically, because of the tournament. She goes, buy trip insurance if you're going out of state or whatever, get in the mindset of we could do very well next week, and there could be postseason play for us. And that's something I've never heard from this team before, for sure. I never even imagined it coming into the program as a freshman. Like, usually we go and, okay, let's try it one win. But this year, like, Coach G was right to kind of start that expectation of we have a very good chance of winning a couple games and even getting a chance to play in the WNIT or even the NCAA.
And this had to be a good way to finish it. I mean, it seemed like everything you guys needed to do is what you did, right?
Yeah, I mean, at times it was a little bit ugly, but I mean, that's Air Force basketball. We get it done when we need to. We had big kids step up tonight. I mean, Lauren carried us in the first half until some of us, including myself, could get going. So it's just team basketball, and we wear teams down until they're exhausted and have nothing else to give, and then that's when we make our move.
And when you look at kind of big picture, the way you guys are peaking, is this kind of perfect to be heading into the tournament with this kind of play?
Yeah, no, we talked about just how important this game is to our tournament run and how we need to be feeling good about ourselves and where everybody's at. So this was a great win tonight. I mean, it wasn't perfect by any means, but I think it's a great way to head into the tournament.
And how emotional was it afterwards, especially getting Bree back? And that's a whole other thing, but did you know that was happening?
No, I actually walked into the locker room and I saw her uniform hanging on her locker, and I said, wait a second. And we were all like asking around, we're like, what's going on? And then she came in and we're like, yeah, she can play. And I'm so happy for her. I know the work she's put in, and I mean, to have her season taken away like that, I mean, it's gotta hurt. So I'm just so happy that she gets to be here for the great part too, the great finish to a season. So. And
what does that add to the team too, having her around now?
I mean, yeah, so Taylor Britt is out for we don't know how long. So, I mean, that helps Joe out a ton because playing 40 minutes at the point guard, I mean, you're getting harassed, you have to call plays, and she's a freshman. I mean, she does a great job with it, but that's a lot to put on her. So just giving her a few minutes rest, I mean, that helps a lot. And Bree's a great player. She can create for us, so.
And to have senior day out of the way before this, did that help to not have all of that on
Honestly,
you?
I think so. Like that was such a special day, and it was awesome to share that with our families and all the fans and stuff. But it was nice to just come into tonight and close it with our family here and stuff. So yeah.
And I haven't talked to you since you set the record. Mm-hmm. What did that mean to you?
I mean, it was really special. I have such a great group of teammates, unselfish. Like they make me look so good. It's easy to play with them. It's easy to look good with a team like that. And just I've had so many coaches just pour into me, invest in me. So that means a lot. And to pass Kaylin. Kaylin was an incredible player, and I got to play with her. So I mean, it means a lot.
And then what's your excitement level now?
I'm so excited. I'm like, let's just take this thing at this point. I think we're just riding a high, and hopefully that continues into the tournament. 17 wins, that's huge for this program, and I know you know because you've been following us for a while, and from freshman to senior year, like, this is just awesome. And to see a packed arena in there and people excited to come watch us, and young girls like watching a good Air Force program, I mean, that's awesome.